What up? What up? So, I had to ask myself the other day the truth about like music and what is this is true definition of winning. What it is to be successful like in its highest feat. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I thought about it is because I thought about the big game. I thought about the Super Bowl, and I thought about Patrick Mahomes and him being able to, you know what I'm saying, win something in his respected career and receive an award or compete in a realm that he can receive something that represents its highest feat in his respective sport. So it got me to thinking about music. And is it the Grammys? Is it American Music Awards? Is it going platinum? Is it going gold? Does that even represent anything anymore? You know what I'm saying? As far as like streaming goes, because streaming is representing gold or platinum. You know what I'm saying? And I thought about it. I said, you know what? What really represents it is three things. It's three things. Because only three elements really matter. And it connects a lot of people together in these three things. One is getting people paid, the people that work under you, the people that do for you in certain projects. Bringing people together, that's the second thing. Bringing those certain people together so they can meet new faces and build new memories for life. Because you don't ever know what transpires when great people come together, great things happen in life. The third thing is cementing these people and ourselves in history with other people via getting those great memories and those great arts and those great works to the people to cement yourself in history. And those people will carry the history to the future. And they'll give it to their kids, and their kids will listen to the vinyl, and their kids after they'll listen to it. Hopefully it'll last, 150 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. So it's something to be thinking about in your feats, because you have to think about like what's really winning to you. And I had to think about, I was like, it's these three things. It's these three things that mean it to me. If I can get people paid, I keep them, how can I say this? I know a lot of people will think about it as like, hey, you getting people paid, so you get making people rich. No, I'm not saying to necessarily make people rich, but if I can make a bass player an extra $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 in a calendar year, you know what I'm saying, including the other things that they're doing, and they might have only spent maybe, I would say, an accumulative 40 hours with me throughout the year, and I made them an extra $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the success of certain projects of them being a part of. Then I feel like, and I know that they can take that money and provide for their family and make their life and their experience better, including what they do outside of what they do with me. And that's what I'm trying to offer within selling records. So when I say sell records, certain people get mad and certain people get upset. That's my philosophy of what I feel like it is to win. That's what I feel like it is to actually ultimately win at this game of music. A lot of people, they want to have their name in lights, and that's cool to have your name in lights. But to have your music heard and your voice heard is bigger than having your name in lights. And when I mean your name in lights, I'm meaning like a certain amount of followers, or a certain amount of people who just think you just look good, or a certain amount of people that think you just dress very well. those things are great, and it's great to have those things because you create this world for the actual fan. But at the same time, the ultimate goal of everything should be those three things, because if you think about it like, hey, I have to print vinyl now, so I have to think about it as a way of, how can I say it? It's ultimately like, I have to think about it as being able to show a certain group of people a way to do a certain thing at first, and then we create something big, and then from that transmits to the actual great times of bringing those people together, and then that transmits to actually printing the record and creating a legacy. So that's the thing, is like, ultimately, like, you have to think about, like, it connects in all facets. So it's not just like, yo, we want to create something and we just trying to find something that bang and that sound good, and we put it out there, and that's cool. But if the mission is to actually like do these three things, you can't do it with streaming. You just can't do it. It's just not possible. It's impossible to do it with streaming. You have to think about it on a scale of it being industrial. You can't think about it on a scale of it being something that's digital, only because it just cheapens the art to be able to present it to somebody, and presenting it to somebody in a digital form, they're not going to take it as serious. But if you, and I mean this in the best form, if you become the gatekeeper of your own art, because just think about it in this way. If you printed the Mona Lisa, would you just paint another copy of it, and paint another copy of it, and paint another copy of it, and just slave over paint another copy of it, and just hand it out for free? Or would you say, hey, I'm making one copy, I'll make prints of it, but the print's gonna cost you. The print's gonna cost you $1,000. And if you want to get the original, you might not even be able to get the original. The original gonna cost you way more money than you can ever imagine. And for music, we can at least be like, hey, listen, if you buy the vinyl, it's like having the original. We're only printing a certain amount of copies. So if you buy these certain amount of copies, you'll get to experience this only from these certain amount of copies. If you don't buy these certain amount of copies, you won't hear this anymore. Period. We'll create something new, and you can get the new stuff, and we'll make sure that the new stuff, we'll ensure that the new stuff ensures the same quality as the stuff in the past, because we want to keep our same customers, just like any great company. But we're not going to sit up here and just create something just for streaming, just for passive listening. That's just not what we're trying to do, because we're trying to cement ourselves in history. So to do that, we have to create something that is everlasting, and it first starts from the end, from the beginning, and it ends with the end of the history. It starts with doing right for the people financially, and including them on the project, and being like, hey, we're not selling ourselves for cheap. So just know that we're aiming for the Super Bowl. So it's $100. It's $100 album. It's $100 in this project. So when people buy tickets to come to this show, it's $100, and whoever hears it on their side, it's still, the album is going to cost $100. You know what I'm saying? And it costing $100 is going to mean that experience in between, when I bring people together, when I bring those people together, I as a producer have to manage those people at a very high level, and give them exactly what they need to perform at a level that you can't even imagine that is necessary for perfection and for greatness. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got that mindset, that second stage mindset, you like, oh, I'm pulling people together and I'm trying to get them to, okay, let me get them an hour to kind of like bond and get to know each other. Even if it's somebody that don't even work directly, kind of directly with that person, but will kind of affect that person, let me at least let them know each other on a certain level to where they care. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm like, bring somebody in the room, hey, this is this person, hey, this person, oh, let's get to work. No, that's not how that's going to happen, because you're bringing people together, you know what I'm saying, to create memories that's everlasting. So when they leave that room, it's that valuable to them to where when they do get paid, the payment is worth it, but the memories of it is worth it even more to do it in the future, because it was worth it in their life, not to waste their fucking time. That's what's the truth. A lot of people don't think about that. So knowing that you're bringing people together, that last stage of doing it for the history is on the backs and the responsibility of creating that financial healthy situation to where you can print vinyl, you can print something to where you can cement these people in history and you can give them their just due, and then you can charge a proper amount for a proper experience and a vinyl experience. You have to listen to this from front to back, and you get to keep this for life, and this is not online, so everybody ain't hearing what you're hearing. That's the magic of it. That's the history of it. You only get to experience that. So you get to tell your friends, oh, you ain't heard this. Oh, bro, I got the such and such album. Yo, you ain't heard this? This is, yo, yeah. How can I hear it? Is it on? No, you got to come to the crib if you want. Well, shoot, we hanging out this weekend. When we get done, blah, 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 we'll just check it out. We'll listen to it. You know, I listen to some of it. Okay, cool, I'll put it on. All right, cool, boom. Needle to wax? God damn. I gotta get me one of these. That's what the mission is. So, you know, you can have your own thoughts about it. You can have your own 3 levels or whatever, but that's just my 3 levels, and that's just my winning. If I can do those 3 things, then that's winning for me. And if I can continue to do those 3 things, that's winning for me. You know what I'm saying? Financially providing somebody, putting some people in great positions to really be like, this is a real project and really have a real plan together. That's the first thing, because that's where the finances is gonna come from, to be like, hey, I'm gonna back this, but there's gonna be some finances behind this to get this, to generate some finances, and you'll be tied to it. Then bringing those great people together that you made those promises to, and then at the same time submitting that shit in history and printing that shit. That's the mission. Those 3. And if you can do those 3, there's no doubt in my mind that you can't sell some great shit to great people to listen to and have some great moments in time. That's just my take on it. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Alright, I'm out.